Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Oops. Market is just under 400. So Bitcoin's been flirting with 9,000, hitting the roof at about 87, 88, bouncing back down as low as 83. So why is Bitcoin stuck at 8,300? It's what 8,500. A lot of people have been asking me that. Said it's a big week consensus, huge news, so much news. Just so many coins are coming out with so many, just basically blockbuster news that we're all waiting for. And the market's not really reacting. Coinbase is adding custody, so they're basically going to be rivaling the ICE, New York Stock Exchange, what they're doing in crypto. Coinbase offering the over-the-counter deals. They're going after that big institutional money right now. So a lot of institutional money has not messed with crypto. It's just too hard. They don't like holding their own private keys. It's very strange, right? The old world, the old way of doing things, they still trust others to hold it for them. That's just how it is. Even though banks have been proven to go down, governments have been proven to go down, fiat currencies always wind up to zero, paper money. In all of history, it's just how it happens. There's always some kind of a reset or some kind of global crisis. And the market right now, with all this going on, is still not budging. Another one that a lot of people are not realizing that's huge, U.S. legalizes sports betting. I think that's absolutely massive because sports betting is going to lead to a lot more mass adoption. If you think about it, Mark Cuban, he's invested in something called a crypto code, I think it's Unicorn, sports betting. What this is going to do is it's going to, and you best to believe when it becomes mainstream in the United States, because right now sports betting it's been illegal except places like Vegas. Now you're going to be able to go to the games and actually just sit there and bet on the games. It's going to, it's going to raise the value of teams, and it's going to increase attendance. But most of all, it's going to be like a doorstep for more crypto, more mass adoption. We want people getting familiar on how to use crypto, setting up a wallet, seeing that it's legit. Once they trust one, boom. And the good thing about Bitcoin is it's been around. The longer something's around, the more trust, the more you can convince other people that, hey, this is legit. It has not been hacked. Look at how much money, the volume. It's amazing that something that wasn't started by some government, wasn't started by some central institution, that was just kind of this project, is so powerful that it beats any other technology that we know. Because there's nothing out there that's been proved that could not be hacked. And Bitcoin, it grows stronger every single day. One of the big things is the scaling. There's two ways, right? Bitcoin Cash. You can say Bitcoin Gold and all this. A lot of people want to bring up the fact that you can just print Bitcoins by creating a hard fork. I have very, very big disagreement there. Bitcoin Cash, that was a fundamental fork. Two different things. One believes in small block side chains. Other believes you can raise the block size indefinitely and rely on Moore's Law. Some people say Moore's Law is going to slow down. No one can really fucking predict the future, right? So there's two routes going on. Bitcoin Gold, the big thing, they're trying to make it to where anyone can just mine off of anything, bringing back GPU mining. And botnets are going to be a big thing right there. I'm not going to hate on anything though. I'm not going to bring it, do them, whichever one wins. But you can see that it drastically lowers in price. And then you got, Bitcoin Diamond, Bitcoin Private. They're not nearly the same value. And then any other Bitcoin after that, I don't even know, right? A Bitcoin super. So it's not true. There was one fundamental fork because there's two radically different ways to scale Bitcoin. So, people who want to bring up this, you could just print Bitcoin by making a fork. It's like, all right, buddy, go make your Bitcoin fork. Let's see how valuable it is. Right, there was fork mania. It died very quickly because people realized that it's not good to have a bunch of different Bitcoins because network effect is what makes the Bitcoin strong. So, you have two major Bitcoins competing right now. In my eyes, I think there's two Bitcoins and that are competing for the major scale. Like which one's gonna, if layer 2 works, and because people, the thing about it, like when I look at it in layman's terms, you think, okay, Bitcoin Cash right now obviously has a huge advantage because of the bigger blocks, and it doesn't have to worry about the ceiling right now, and it's still such a low block that they don't have to worry about, okay. And one of the things I did realize is it costs as much to mine a big block than it does a normal size block, because it's the same hashing pattern, right? So it's there's a lot of things that I'm not, that's why I don't listen to the bullshit. I listen to my gut, and I go and I do all the research. I'm not going to count out Bitcoin Cash for a mile. I'm definitely not going to count out Bitcoin. One of the Bitcoin claims that's bad is that they're saying that the payment channels, everyone has to be online. You have to always have money. It's just gonna be a hassle. But that's like right now. It's a stepping stone. It's like, yeah, email was really shitty when it came out, but I envision if it's gonna work, that they're gonna make it to where you don't need all that. You just use it. You don't have to have money in channels. None of that. I think that's just a stepping stone. I think that's gonna be archaic. There's no way that I believe that's definitely like ground one. I believe that the wallets and everything are going to be much easier in the future with how many people are working on it. So I don't bet against anybody. If you listen to both crowds, they're going to tell you the bad of both. But right now, Bitcoin has the major network effect. It is by far in the lead, and that's huge for a network coin. And if it does get it scaling to where Lightning, it's simple and easy, and lots of people are accepting it. You go buy your coffee anywhere. But no cryptocurrency is really accepted anywhere. But the one that gets adopted the quickest by merchants is going to be the best. So, I think it's very exciting for what's happening right now. Why the market's going down? People are fighting tired. People are like, man, Dan, what's going on? There's all this good news. Your birthday was the other day. Still no market spike. What's happening? It is what it is. There's forces at bay. There's big people. All right, so right now this is pre-institutional money, quote unquote, right? Because I believe there's people in the background that are doing some funny stuff because they have a lot of money. The problem is you can't just buy up all the supply. So it doesn't matter how much money you have. You can't just go up and buy up all the Bitcoin. You can go drop a lot of money and increase the price dramatically. So this is a different beast. No one's ever dealt with a beast like this. Normally, you can just go up and buy up almost all that you want, right? You can go around, you can buy up all the mine for silver, buy up all the few contracts. You can suppress the price. You can, create fake, paper silver, as they call it, pay a penalty if you get caught. You can really do that thing. But to actually, like with Bitcoin, you actually have to buy it up. And that's very difficult when the value, because there's a lot of hodlers out there. Not many people are selling it right now. That's going to change. I believe that it's different. It's like, why, how can you not have it how can you have a money that's not inflationary? A lot of people ask, and I'm saying the reason is, if you bought, why do people buy computers every year? Because next year the computer is going to be cheaper and faster. Cell phones, everything. So that's the reason. People are going to spend money now, even though if they hold it, it's going to be worth more down the road, because they need things. They need to pay bills. They need to eat food. They want to have luxury. Sometimes you'll pay more for something right now because you need it now. And in the time of waiting, you would have had quote unquote enjoyment dollars, right? Because you have to actually enjoy your life. So people are always going to, even if you have something that is going to go up in value, you could be like, man, I know this Bitcoin is going to go up in value. Let's just say in a world where you went to the future and you came back and you knew the price is going to triple in the next year, you would still have to spend some because you have to survive. So that's the whole point. People are, they're hodlers, but how many hodlers do you know that had to sell some Bitcoin at some point? It happens. So I don't think there's not going to be a problem of no one's ever going to sell it. It's like, well, yeah, people are going to want to spend, especially when it goes up, even though they're like, I'll just take some of my quote unquote profit right now. So that's never going to be a problem in my opinion. I'm not listening to the noise. I really don't care what's going on. It's very easy in this world to realize what's real, what's fake when you're listening to it. A lot of noise is going to keep coming on crypto. Don't know their outside agendas. I just know that this is pre-institutional. Pretty soon because you got to think, there's institutional sharks who don't go really by the law, right? And there's just a bunch of quote unquote fish institutionals, right? The people who are just go by the book, very what just white collar, really just vanilla, big time institutional investors, and they're waiting for everything to be perfect and clean. Well, I don't think there's other people who are big time institutional investors who don't really go by that, right? But it's hard to believe, but some of these sharks don't actually play by the rules. So I think there's a lot of funny things going on right now, because I think down the road when Coinbase opens up the custody program, and so does ICE and all of these other ones, where it becomes just as big as stocks and as easy for institutional investors to invest in, just like stocks, because they have people who can protect their money, third-party insurance, yada, 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 SEC approved. The thing about laws is we can hate them all we want, but you're up against like a force that has been proven not to move much, right? Because I don't believe in a democracy when there's a lot of things that go on that if you took a vote, I'm pretty sure most people would vote against it, but it still goes through. We've seen it. I've seen it my whole lifetime. Doesn't matter who's in office. It's always the same bullshit. Like, a lot of people don't vote for these wars. I think it's just, I don't know. It is what it is. So I think that if you just do you, don't focus on the bullshit, just do you. If everyone did that, focus on what was right in crypto, shine the light on what the path needs to go. I think the laws kind of forced to shape themselves, because you can't, like I said, you can't handle technology. Technology is a steamroller, just like the internet was. The internet exposed a lot. If you didn't realize what the internet did, how many people went to jail, how many billionaires crumbled, how many societies crumbled that were corrupt because the internet got them. All this stuff came out. And now, if you do something wrong and you're in the public eye, you'll have a million people on Twitter hunting you down. You have social media all over you. You can't hide anymore. And they're sloppy because a lot of them are old and they never had to deal with this. You're seeing all these all this crazy shit going on. That's all I'm saying. And the technology is not slowing down. And, their fiat money, yeah, they have a lot of power, but they're dealing with the beast they've never dealt with before. I think that right now is just some funny business going on. If I was starting out right now, I would definitely be accumulating. Would I dollar cost average here? I mean, yeah, it depends on the amount of money, but thinking about my old self, if I had like $1,000 when I started out at $1,000, what I would do right now, it's hard to say. It really is. It's a different animal. Back then it was a little bit more country. Back then it was a little bit easier. Right now, there's a lot more coins. There's a lot more movement. There's a lot more manipulation. I look for coins that are rock bottom, right? I look for coins that are at ICO price or below. That's what I look for, because that's the only natural floor you have. Bitcoin is so far above, where it came from. Ethereum is so high. A lot of these coins are so, even if they're 10 to 20x higher than their initial upbringing, that's a lot of room for people to sell who are at the bottom, who are at the beginning. But if you have an ICO coin or a coin that came from ICO and it's below what people bought it for in the ICO, people can only, there can only be so much sell pressure before you just have people who are going to long-term hold because they don't want to sell for a loss. And then it can only go so far below. So that's what I look for. It's like I try to eliminate my downside while simultaneously looking for a great upside. So, if that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for rock bottom coins that I know have a heartbeat. I know I have a team that are really working hard. That's what I look for if I was just starting out. And as you diversify, because as you grow, you get more money. So obviously you're going to want to have liquid coins, because you don't want to hold all of your wealth in illiquid coins, because then you can't actually access it if you ever needed it. So it's just a healthy mix of growing. I always started illiquid when I had a little bit of money, because it's like usually the quote unquote illiquid coins, they're liquid enough for you, right? Because if it has $50, $20, $100,000 in 24-hour volume and you're messing with a couple $1,000, that's liquid to you, right? But as you grow and, if you sell $20,000 of a coin, that hurts the market 10%. That's when you know that it's time to grow to more liquid coins. Just a little tidbit there at the end. I'm going to kill it here. Cheers. Peace.